Origin Fragment, highest ranking demon. Chandler is the newest demon to release in Grand Cross, and as the name suggests, he is one of 2 of the highest ranking demons to release in Grand Cross. So we can expect Demon Cusack to follow after Chandler, hopefully not as a festival's time, but as a standard SSR character, so they can both go on tickets and we actually get some more character variation in our tickets, because Chandler is the 4th character this year to come out that will go into the general SSR, meaning he will be a filler banner character for many banners to come in the future. And to be fair, by the time most of us get him, he may no longer be relevant, but that could be changed by a simple holy relic. But when that will come, boys, we don't know. So today, let's break down this new challenge that just came out to Grand Cross.
Full counter!
Demon Chandler has not had a good release. Firstly, we've just come off the ReZero collaboration, where most people now are starting to use Purgatory Barn and also the Mono Red team, which to be fair, the SDSGC team doesn't mind. They love that team to go up against. But for Demon Chandler himself, he can't really shine on the team because, well, he's up against 4 Mono Red, 4 type disadvantage, where he does less damage and also they do more damage towards him. So Chandler himself is definitely underperformed in that situation. However, even against type disadvantage, his damage isn't up there. The AoE card will break down later on, but it's actually not that bad. However, the other skills do let him down, and the passive overall, there's no variation towards the character. His banner was probably one of the worst banners of the year. We've just come off Omnis Never Zeldris, which was the last banner before ReZero, and his banner was kind of really good. It was actually probably one of the better banners this year. However, Chandler is probably one of the worst banners this year, despite the character being worse in value comparable to Omnis Never Zeldris. His banner only really has him, Chandler, which to be fair is not a rare character no more, and Mono, which to be fair is not the greatest character. She's a bit rare, and you don't mind getting her a few times, but nothing to chase after this banner. This banner is kind of honestly just really bad. Chandler's passive is as you expect it to be. The guy is the original demon, so of course he's only going to work with demons and also commandments. But what he does do is increase all allies pierce rate by 40% if all allies are demons or commandments, and also as well increases damage dealt by 10% for every debuff on the enemy. Honestly, the passive itself is actually really good. It's not that bad. It even works in a sub-slot, so you can actually move the guy to the back and use him as a sub-slot character. However, with the combination of his actual CC, his stats, and also his other cards, it kind of lets this passive down a little bit, and you can't really take full advantage of it unless you have other means to actually support this passive. His first skill is Exterminate Raid. This was the move he copied from Merlin, and actually at one point was rivaling her power. So surely this has got to be a broken buff removal. Yeah, this is by far probably one of the worst things that they actually done towards the character, because it really lets the character down and gives him no identity. On the demon team right now, there's always going to be Esterosa, A Meliodas, and the 3rd character is normally someone that can do AoE cards, or at least one AoE card, and normally the 2nd skill has to be something unique to where it gives some separation towards the characters, and unfortunately Chandler just doesn't have that. My use using him, I didn't really find any use towards the actual buff removal, because, well, Esterosa himself already removes buffs through his actual commandment. The only use I got out of it was literally removing actual buffs from Twiggo, but to be fair, it's not really a game-winning card. It's barely doing any damage. It's actually kind of embarrassing to use this card and then use Esterosa right after, and just to see the crazy damage increase. I would have loved this skill to be an actual damage skill, or hell, even an actual debuff skill, because like we mentioned early on, his passive does require the team to have debuffs, and unfortunately with Esterosa, other than Encroachment and also Trait to Meliodas, which is what you want to use him with, there's no way to apply debuffs other than having Sario Grace on, which is just not good character design. And if this had been a debuff, where even it was the old Chandler card, it would have gave the character some use in the team to disable and to play around other characters, but unfortunately this skill is almost useless and it's just there to apply darkness, unfortunately. His 2nd skill is Cut Down, which is AoE Pierce, and actually, to be fair, one of the better AoE demon card we have right now outside of someone like Trait to Meliodas, for example. But as the 3rd character, the damage actually is not the worst. It's actually kind of decent. However, you gotta remember, he does come out with 2 actual attack skills, and right now the big killer towards the demon team is obviously some Merlin and also Gophos. So the fact that this guy has come out in a meta where it's full of Reinhardts, full of Mono Reds, and also the attack ceiling, he's just not gonna have a good time. But if you do manage to start first and you can apply triple pierce card with him and also Trait to Meliodas, it does do actually respectable damage. However, that's kind of how the demon team is. The demon team, to start first, regardless of who you use, you're going to just win anyway. So it kind of comes down to, well, what can the CC do for this guy? And unfortunately, his CC is kind of lacking as well. He doesn't have crazy CC. Even right now with HP defense, he just beats basically Sigurd. And at least Sigurd has an AoE movie card that does buff up as well, and a better passive. So you kind of got to build this guy up a little bit. If you don't have good CC for the guy, then he's just not worth bringing. But then again, he does work in the sub slot. So yes, my Sigurd might have more CC, but Sigurd can't be used in the sub slot. So that's one thing you got to take away from this character. Is yes, right now he isn't the greatest, but definitely usable. But he can be moved to the backline. His ultimate is Demonic Judgment, and to be fair, the only demonic thing about this ultimate is that he actually thought it was a good idea to give this ultimate to a year 2, almost year 3 character. This came out on day 1, and the most annoying thing is we have a buffed version of this ultimate, which is Expel. So it would have been really good if they had given him Expel, because then that would have gave some actually thought towards the character, and would have gave the character some personality on the team, where he actually could have out-rushed and actually disabled one of the skills in the team, which would kind of counter Merlin's in some way. Because the most annoying thing about this ultimate, yes, it can be cleansed, where Expel can't be cleansed, and also the damage, once again, it just isn't there. You would actually rather ultimate that can guarantee a kill, where this can just not really come in your favor. But then again, the demon team doesn't really revolve around ulting, and if you are going to push on ultimate, then you are going to be pushing straight to melee, or also Assault SDSGC ultimate himself. But if you do somehow manage to get a bunch of tier 3 cards, because trust me, you'll be getting tier 3 cards because you're not really using the buff removal skills, so them cards are going to be sitting in your hand like crazy. And trust me, when I've been playing this guy, I just keep getting them tier 3 buff removals because I just never use them. So sometimes you actually will get his ultimate, and well, it can kill, man. It's not great. It's not the best one. It's nothing to complain about right now because it can't be changed, but it's a little bit unfortunate. Now, obviously, Chandler is kind of made out to be a DPS character, so he can work with both HP defense and also attack defense, or attack crit if you really want to go that way. But like I mentioned, the demon team needs to start first, otherwise you do lose. So Chandler being not really the main damage dealer on the team because you're using Esterosa and even also Traitor Mediolis, you would definitely rather give this guy HP defense just so you get more CC, especially because sometimes he is going to be using the backline, especially when we do start to get better demons that work in the front line. Then Demon Chandler has to have HP defense, otherwise it would just be a waste of CC. For Demon Chandler's outfits, they actually are pretty good. He does continue the trend of having the onesie demon outfit, so I do hope we do get Cusack because he actually is quite a tall character. He can actually rock the Howlix outfit, so I hope he does actually come out with the Howlix outfit because it now wrap up the 4 demons we have right now in the 7 Nations universe. But overall, Chandler's outfits are pretty top tier. When it comes to outfits, Netmarble doesn't really admit... What have you done? I mean, yeah, other than that terrible trim, Chandler does have some pretty good outfits, but that one, good lord. But that's Demon Chandler, an okay addition towards the Demon team. Unfortunately, he doesn't really bring anything new towards the Demon team that the Demon team didn't already have. He also doesn't really help out in situations where the Demon team struggled. And unfortunately, as time goes on, when we get more demons with Demon Cusack, with Demon Gopher, and even Grey Road, for example, I fear that Chandler's going to fall out, and to be fair, kind of get replaced very, very quickly. We are in the era of demons, so we are going to start to get more demon relics, and well, he's just going to get left behind unless he does get a really good relic himself to make up for it. Hopefully, if he does get a relic, it actually is the lightsaber, because the one annoying thing about Chandler is actually in game when you're using him, his actual sword isn't glowing, so it doesn't really look like a lightsaber. In story mode, he actually does have the weapon where it is actually glowing. So hopefully, if we do get an actual relic for Chandler, it actually is a sword glowing rather than it just being a standard sword that actually is right now. Just something that I kind of noticed, because I would have liked it just to be a lightsaber. It looks kind of sick. But yeah, boys, that is it. Chandler, I'll probably put on a tier list on an A tier. He's definitely usable right now, but definitely nothing too crazy. And as time goes on, unless he does get a good relic, the guy's going to slowly climb down the ranks into B tier and even C tier, to be honest with you lot. So yeah, boys, that is Chandler. Let me know how you thought about this video, because it was kind of like a little review that I want to start doing more on Chandler now, but we'll see how this video does turn out. So boys, thank you for watching. Let me know if you think this Chandler, and yeah, peace.